Hey, welcome to Barn Tech. In one of my previous videos, my son and I built a go-kart to race at his college. We put it in its first race a few weeks ago, and that went terrible. I put it into a curb hard, did a lot of damage, tried to take myself out of the gene pool. But we're gonna assess today what all I've gotta do to get this thing back on the track. Well, first of all, the impact was so hard that it actually ripped the seat off of its mounts. That's probably a good thing because my back hurt bad after that wreck. And if the seat had actually stayed in all the way, it might have hurt even worse. Next thing I gotta figure out is this roll bar. The roll bar did its job, kept my head off the pavement, but it's not attached very well anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the gas tank off of it, get the roll bar off, and then figure out if the mount's bent, if bolts loosened, or what we gotta do to get this thing secured on there again. I think I'm gonna wanna relocate this to the front anyway. Gasoline actually weighs a lot, and having this much weight hanging this far back in the go-kart, I think was a lot of the reason why we had so much understeer. Okay, I did loosen these up a little bit, so it should just come right off now. Yeah. So now I'm curious how badly these got bent. So I'll have to take them all the way off to find out. When I had my accident, the roll bar mounts stretched out, so they're not clamping onto the pipe very well anymore. So what I'm doing here is I'm bending the clamps back into position. This is actually the last one. I've already done the others, and they're working pretty well now. Today's verse of the day comes from Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. All right, that's much better. Now we can put those back on there. Now we're to the part that really worries me. Check this out. I don't even know how to explain this or what to say. Just watch what happens as I twist this bolt. I think this is working. Just slipping wrenches in here as spacers. Yeah. That might hammer out now. There we go. Okay, it's coming. Ow! Sweet. Okay, so I measured this and it's exactly 26 millimeters. This is about 25.95 millimeters. It goes in there pretty well. I hope I can get it out. But anyway, I'm gonna stick this into that pipe and then tap around it to form it back to round again. This one's kind of tacoed, so it's not going in, but it will. Let's back it up with the big old dolly. That might be as round as I get it. It's still not it's not flush along the back, but I guess that's not the end of the world. Well, the original rubber pieces that held this bumper on got messed up in the wreck, and I couldn't find any that would fit this frame exactly. So I had my son 3D print these little pieces here. This is basically the same design that holds the handlebars on a bicycle. And so we're going to stick them in like that. And this one here is wanting to cross thread, but once we get that straight, should be able to just stick this bumper on the cart. All right, now the way that those pieces are designed, I should be able to just tighten it up here and it will hold the bumper in place now. Okay, I figured something out a few seconds ago, and this is actually a pretty big deal. I knew that I ripped the front seat mounts off when I had that collision. What I didn't realize was that the back seat mounts got bent about 3 inches to the rear. So I'm going to have to try to bend these seat mounts forward so that they'll attach to the original holes. What tipped me off, looking here, this seat mount, this pole is supposed to be in there, slid up to about this point right here. So this bent right there, you can see the paint flaked where the metal got bent. So I need to bend that down and bang this forward so that it goes in that hole. And then this one bent by about the same amount. So both of these have to bend about 3 inches forward to be able to attach the seat back. Pretty big deal. That was a huge accident. Just really feeling fortunate now. Hear paint cracking. I would have thought all the paint would have cracked in the accident. I'm surprised there's any paint left to crack. Yeah, it's getting a lot closer. I think that's about 1 inch away from where it needs to be now. I want to work on the other side, and then once I got the other side closer, I'll dial this one in. Oh man. Well, it's getting started in there. It's got a little ways still to bend. Hallelujah. Okay, it's bottoming out in there now. Still about 3/8 of an inch from where it was. So let's see how close that is now with the seat. Bolts roughly lined up there. I could get a bolt in that. That might be good enough. This one still needs to come forward about 1 inch. Felt close. You know what? That is some fine redneck engineering right there. here we are, race day. It was a long thrash till about 1 a.m. last night, but we got the cart put back together, put a little ballast up front so we can actually steer it. We'll see how this thing does. All right, here we are, lined up on the grid, about ready for the green flag to drop. Well, that was awesome. That was like the most amazing day ever.
That was so fun.
What was the craziest thing?
Probably swinging the back end twice in a row and recovering both times.
Really?
Yeah.
Not when your front bumper flew off?
That was a little crazy.
But our cart held together. We didn't have any major crashes.
Yeah.
No major mechanical issues. And you got second place in the open class.
Yeah, we did.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. God bless.